Hi there, and welcome to another video on using the KIPR Robot Simulator. Today we'll be going over the world section as well as how to switch scenes and even save your own scenes. The world section is down here at the bottom left of the page beneath the editor tab and the robot tab, and you'll see the world tab at the very bottom. If we click that, we'll see a bunch of options for items and scripts, and we have a second area where we interact with the world, which is going to be this world tab right up here at the top. If we click that, you'll see there's options for opening things, saving things, or even deleting them. To start off, we'll go over the default items that are in the scene. As you can see, we have a bunch of different items here. These include the robot, the mat, the ground, lights, a can for each of the circles that are on the mat, and a couple of paper reams. What you'll notice as I hover over these is that there are different icons next to each of the items. The blue icon is going to make items appear and disappear inside of the scene. As you can see, if I click that, I can make an item appear or disappear. If I click the yellow icon that's next to it, that has the little reset icon on it, this will actually reset the item to its current position. That means that wherever its default position is, this resets it back to that position. The green icon next to that is for the settings for that object. If I click it, I can see all the different settings for it, like position, orientation, scale, and more. The last icon is the red X. The red X will actually remove the item from the scene. As you can see, it's no longer in this list anymore. However, if you ever need to get it back, you can always refresh the page, go back to your world tab, and you'll see that it's returned. This is because it's a default item in the scene, and anytime you refresh the page, it always brings those items back. That's all there is for the default items. We'll move on now to looking at new items in the scene. To add new items to the scene, up here at the top you'll see it says items and the number of items that are currently in the scene. Right next to that there's a plus icon, and this opens up a dialog box where we can actually create a new item. I'm going to give this object a name called can A, and you'll notice under types you'll see JBC pieces, space base, moon rocks, and more. I'm going to keep it on JVC pieces and make sure that I still have can selected as my item. And I'm probably going to change the position of this can so that it's about 25 centimeters from the start. I think I'll even go ahead and put it so that it's also 20 centimeters off to the left. Once I hit accept, this will create the new item inside of the scene. As you can see, it's 25 centimeters forward and 20 to the left. You'll also notice that now I have can A over here in my list of objects in the scene. And that's all you have to do to create new items in the scene. Next up, we'll look at how to switch scenes. Up here at the top where we have our second world tab, if we click that, you'll see an option for opening new scenes. By clicking that, you'll get a whole variety of different challenges and default scenes that we've created for your use. I'm going to switch to JVC Sandbox B to show you what the B mat looks like really quick. On the B mat, you'll notice that we have JVC mat B, the ground, a light, and a robot. There's not as much in this scene because most of the time it's used for line following. We'll go ahead and switch to a different scene now for one of the challenges. Right now we're looking at Challenge 1. Challenge 1 has one singular can out here at Circle 9, and as you can see we have Can 9 and Circle 9. One of the things you'll notice whenever you're in a challenge is that there are multiple scripts inside of the scene, and those scripts will actually do things depending on what your robot does in the scene as you're attempting to complete challenges. You don't need to touch any of these. If you look at the settings for them, you'll notice that each of them has some code, but don't worry, none of those need to be touched. Next up, we'll go over how to create your own scenes. Up when you click the second world tab here at the top, you'll notice that there's an option to save as. What this will do is allow you to save changes you've made in the scene currently into a new scene. I'm going to open up cans 1, 5, and 9, and then hit that save as button. What this will do is allow me to create my own scene, so I'll call this JVC 159. and I'll give it a description. JVC cans on 1, 5, and 9. And then I can create that, and this will actually save all of these settings to my user account. Now what I can do is I can switch back to one of the other scenes that I've done before, like JVC Sandbox A. And I'll now see that if I open up all of the scenes here, if I scroll to the bottom, I'll see the scene that I created, JVC 159. And so if I hit accept, this will open up the scene the way I created it. And now I can actually do whatever challenge it is that I've decided to make for my own scenes. If you ever decide that you don't like the scene that you've created and you want to get rid of it, you can also delete the scene, or if you've made changes to it and you want to save those changes, you can hit save. I'm going to go ahead and delete this scene, and it'll ask if I'm sure that I want to delete it, and it'll take me back to the main page with the 3D simulator. Now if I go to my world tab here, I'll see that I don't have cans 1, 5, or 9. And if I go to my second world tab, I'll see that I don't have JVC 159 anymore. That's all there is to creating your own scenes, and have fun making a bunch of different scenes with all the different options that are available, especially things like the moon base or even JVC Map B. The last thing we have in the world section is the moon sandbox. If you go to the second world tab up here and hit open, you'll see that there is a moon sandbox option. If you open that up, you'll open up the moon sandbox, which has all sorts of different items. These include habitats, rocks, a robot, bot guy, even a life science pack, a radiation science pack, a comms tower, solar panels, whatever you could think of to set up a base on the moon. We hope you'll enjoy creating your own challenges with all these different items and setting up very interesting moon bases that we would love to see here in the future. That's all we have for the world section. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.